Good afternoon. Surjit sir, am I audible? Hello.
Sir, am I audible, sir? Hello. Good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
Himanshu,
Yes.
sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now. Please share your
Okay.
PPT
Okay, sir.
and please
Thank you, sir.
start your
Thank you
session.
so much.
Please start.
Right, sir. Right. So once again, good evening to you, Himanshu, sir. Good evening to all the respected learned principals, vice principals, headmasters, and teachers who are present today in this particular platform. And sir, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to start this academic session's first training program with me. It's a big, big honor as well as an opportunity for me to learn along with all others. And what a great module to start with, social and emotional learning. To be very honest with you all respected teachers out there, we have selected, me and Himanshu sir, the last week we selected this particular topic because we want to start the session with a very strong emotional and social note. We want to do something different, something which will be worth remembering. And what about this then? This module is supposed to give us a lot of insights and foresights into our teaching learning process. So, with the blessings of the Lord and with the permissions from you all, let us start the day on social and emotional learning. The respected teachers, just tell me one thing. I just want to know one thing from you all, that when you hear the word social and emotional, when you hear these words social, emotional, then definitely what comes into your mind? No audio. Am I not? I'm not audible. Respected teachers, please let me know, because just now somebody said that I'm not audible.
No, the audio is perfectly fine. It may have
Okay,
been.
sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thank you,
Continue.
sir. Thank you so much. Okay, fine. Just a minute. Uh, So I just want to know one thing from you all. Please open your chat boxes and just give me a few replies. And after that, we'll move forward. So what comes to your mind when you think of social and emotional learning? Let's forget all the technical aspects. Let's forget all those hi-fi textbook words and all. Just in a simple way, when you think of it, when you think of these words, social and emotional learning, then what comes into your mind? What you start thinking in a very, very simple way? We'll not go for any all these technical terms and all these copybook style terms and all those academic words and all. In a very simple way, what comes into your mind when you see these words, social and emotional learning? Respected teachers, please open your chat boxes and let us just see how many of you tell us what, so that with this we will move forward and find out what exactly is there stored for us, and whether what we think superficially is also helping us or connecting us with this particular topic. Let's see that. So I'll request sir to just open the chat boxes for a few minutes so that we can get the information from our teachers. Let's see what we can get from them.
Chat box is already
Yes, sir.
open.
Chat box is already open. So respected teachers, just write down just empathy. Okay, Kajal Sinha has written empathy. Definitely that word empathy really plays a emotion plus behavior plus relation. Oh, wonderful. Tufa Aman is saying emotion plus understanding. That is wonderful. There any more answers we have? Let's see. Let's see. We are waiting for a few more replies and then we will move forward because your thinking will definitely help us to move forward with this particular discussions on social and emotional learning. So we have already got two. One, somebody said Kajal. Kajal has said that this is it is related to empathy. Definitely, I do agree with you. Empathy is very important over here. And somebody said behavior, learning, and all these things. We are waiting for one or two. If we get it, we'll go forward, or else we will move forward with the program. Feeling plus behavior plus action. Rahul Singh sir is saying feeling plus behavior plus action. Wonderful, wonderful. Empathy. Chandrasekhar sir is saying empathy. Yes, that's very true. Empathy. Okay, thank you, respected teachers. We thank you for your response, and those 4 or 5 responses we got are wonderful responses. Okay, definitely they play a very vital role in the social and emotional learning. Respected teachers, now let me tell you one thing very clearly, and I think all of you also know. See, nothing in this world can happen as far as human beings are concerned without emotion and without being attached to the social norms. Okay, everything that you want to do, even if you want to drink a glass of water very casually, if you take a glass of water, there also some sort of emotion is attached to it. There is also some sort of social norms are attached to it. Until and unless we don't follow those steps, we don't get involved in that emotion, we don't get involved in those social norms, we will be unable to fulfill the work of just as simple as drinking a glass of water. When you talk about a glass of water, it has a tremendous significance because you want to quench your thirst. You want to quench at the same time that quenching of your thirst should also have some sort of an emotional feeling, some sort of understanding. Then only you can quench your thirst to the optimum level. In the same way, in the learning world, no matter how much we learn, no matter how much we try to inculcate things into the minds of the children, no matter how much we go for deep diving with advanced learning and everything, whatever we say nowadays, lot of very rocket science type words are coming in the educational, but all these things are of no use until and unless some sort of emotion is attached to it. Like sir, just now sir has said about empathy, about behavior, about understanding. So this is why in the classroom, when we are there with our students, we have to get socially attached to them, emotionally connected to them. And all these connections and attachments will lead to the social and emotional learning, which is the call of the day, I will tell you all. Let's move a little forward and see we will see something called background and CASEL. CASEL is directly related with cell. Now, henceforth, we will call them as cell, social and emotional learning. And we have something called background. We'll discuss about CASEL. What is this? I will tell you. We will also see how systematically or in a systematic way, social emotional learning and the school in the district and the level and the school level, how it is happening, how does what does social school wide social and emotional look like, and how it is achieved, and some question answers you will get, which sir will give you later in the day once we are complete with the program. So in this way we will just see all those things and you will get a brief idea about social emotional learning. Now let me tell you one more thing, that this is not just cannot be completed in 1 hour. We have customized the program for a 1 hour discussion. It is actually a 6 hour discussion where a lot of activities, a lot of involvement are required. But we will see, we will try to see it in a customized way so that we get the brief idea about it. And definitely later, if you get chance, we can from CBSE, we will go for a 6 hour program or something like that. Okay. Now, who is this CASEL or what is this CASEL all about? We are discussing about CASELs and all this. It is actually the collaborative for academic, collaborative, that is the collaboration that goes on for academic, social and emotional learning. That is the full form of KESL. It was founded in the year 1994. Please mark that date if you want, to help make social and emotional learning an essential part of education. So this TESOL, which is actually a collaborative for academic, social, and emotional learning, it was founded in the year 1994 to make to help to make social and emotional learning as an essential part of education. In the beginning, as I have told you, that until and unless we don't have that human touch to it, until and unless there is no connection between the source and the social involvement and the emotional involvement, then nothing in this world can take place. No learning, not even anything doing in the intellectual way will never take place. Now, the purpose is to improving the state and federal policies so that the policies of education can be increased, advancing the science of social and emotional learning. What is the scientific background? How it is, how science is science. Over here, when you talk about science, we can say that art and science of social emotional learning, how they are attached to each other. And of course, expanding effective social and emotional learning practices. That's the most important one. That we can the program is there, the systems are there, but if they are not practiced in an effective way, if it is not implemented in the proper way, then all these things goes into vain. So that we have to keep it in mind. So keeping in this mind, this particular system, which was started in the year 1994, and still it is going on, still it is going, the what the experts are saying that we are yet to reach to that particular point where we can say that we have achieved something. So the process of learning is continuing. Okay, let's go a little now. A landmark study was done in 2011, which documents the multiple benefits of this social emotional learning. There are a lot of benefits are there, but a question may arise right now in your mind. So what is this social and emotional learning? What is the exact definition? We'll come to that. But let us first get a brief idea about it, and then we'll go into that. Okay. So in 2011, a meta-analysis of 213 studies involving school-based and universal social and emotional learning programs, including over 270,000 students of up to class 10, 12 level were included, and the information that was revealed after doing that research work, after doing that study or the analysis, it came into this way that science links social and emotional learning to student gains. In what way? How is the science of learning? Over here, it's not that science. We are talking about the subject science. We are not talking about the science of learning or the science behind this social emotional learning we're discussing. It says that social and emotional skills develop, students gain social and emotional skills. Now, when you talk about, I'll come to this particular point, social emotional skill, improved attitude about self, others, and school. Very much important. Positive classroom behavior, 11 percentile point gain on standardized achievement tests, and the reduced risk for failure. Okay, so what that's the student, and the reduced risk for failure, conduct problems, emotional distress was reduced. So first of all, social and emotional skills are gained. If social and emotional learning is implemented, is used in the classroom day by day, then definitely social and emotional skills, the skills are enhanced. Now, what are these skills? Like, say, for example, at the right time of entry into the classroom, right way to talk, right way to discuss, right way to get adapted to the classroom, get adapted to the difficult things of life. Improve attitudes about self, others, and the second point itself describes what I have just now told about the first one. Improve attitudes about self. Okay, getting that confidence level within self, that okay, yes, I can do it, and trying to get that into others, that okay, from this particular person I can learn something better. Okay, and of course when you take the school as a whole, so and this will develop. Second, the positive classroom behavior. Nowadays we can often see that children are not attending the classrooms properly. They don't, because they have this fear that it is better to stay at home and study than to go to the classroom, which is again killing our system. So if really social and emotional learning is introduced into the classroom in a proper way, then their positive behavior towards the classroom will change. Students will feel like coming into the classroom because they will get into this confidence that yes, something is happening. I will learn something that will definitely increase my understanding. At the same time, it will increase my intellectual quality, which is also very much needed. And overall, it is seen that if social and emotional skills are improved, if this learning process is introduced, then there is a gain in achievement of the tests. Okay, there is always a gain, and of course, this is very common. If something is practiced in a regular way with a positive thinking, then definitely there is always something that we gain. Uh, and the emotional stress disappears. The other part is saying the emotional stress disappears because students are always in some sort of an emotional stress, like or not involving themselves with the properly, or they are preoccupied or with lot many other unnecessary things, which lead them into some sort of distress. So that can also be removed. This is something again very important. Fine. So let's go a little forward and see what else we have stored with us. Uh, the impact of this social and emotional learning is long lasting and it is global. Throughout the world, it is happening. A major new research study finds that social and emotional learning programs benefit children for months and even for years. Yes. See, if proper involvement is there, from proper involvement is there from the learner and the tutor, then obviously that will have a lasting impact. Okay. The retention capacity of the students will improve by several folds and children will benefit it for years to come. So this was a study that was done on 82 different programs. Okay, they were removed in 38 outside US and also in US. Students involved from kindergarten to the middle school, and the assessment was done for from 6 months to 18 years children. And the students' social emotional learning benefits in many ways. So academic performance increases. Okay, so the skills improve, attitudes change, positive social behaviors increases, and by conducting these problems are solved, emotional distress and drug use is also gone down. Okay. This happens in not in our school in schools in our country, but in foreign schools. Sometimes it has happened that sometimes children go into the wrong direction. Okay, so that is the study also finds that this is something that is again happening if we are there with social and emotional learning. So social and emotional learning as a predictor of future wellness. So if it can predict about the future of the students. So again, in 2015, a study was conducted and the statistics shows that there is just 1 minute, there's a phone call. Sir, I will call you after some time because I'm in a station. Okay. In 2015, not long ago, 10 years ago, a study was conducted and which showed statistically significant associations between the kindergarten's social emotional learning skill and young adults' outcome across multiple domains. Okay, in various areas this was applied, and it was seen that kindergartners who were stronger in social emotional competence were more likely to graduate from high school. The very first point is tremendously important. Those children, from the beginning, if they are put into the world of social and emotional learning, they are most likely to graduate from high school. That means they will cover the entire school life. There will be less dropouts. In the other way, if you take it, there will be less school dropouts. They will be able to complete a college degree and obtain stable employment in young adulthood. In a very simple way, if social and emotional learning is implemented in our schools right from the beginning, then our children will turn out to be good, educated persons. Now, when I talk about education, simply completing the school, college, and the advanced studies is not that. There will be some sort of a definite feeling within the people that will make them educated and less likely to be living in public housing. When you talk about public housing in the other way, it means that, okay, they will not have got so much of a comfortable life. So this like receiving public assistance, they don't need any public assistance. They can solve their problems by themselves. Involved with, they will be less likely to be involved with police or will be in detention centers. So, uh, social and emotional learning will definitely make them socially more active and they will not become anti-socials. When you talk about anti-social means not only people who are doing wrong things for the society, people who are involved in such a way that their social life get distressed, go to the wrong side, then they become anti-social. They are going against society. So if social and emotional learning is there right from the beginning, then they will never have, our children will never have this negative phase of life. They will always be there to learn, to go, grow, develop, and establish themselves and have a very, very stable life. And this is what we all look for. This is what each and every teacher looks for within the student, each and every parent, the nation, everywhere, the society looks for this. The children should be well established in life. And that is what is needed in a very, very simple teacher's no way. It's a good investment also. The aggregate result also shows considerable benefits relative to cost with an average cost ratio about 11 to 1 among 6 interventions. This means that on an average, every dollar invested equally across 6 social interventions. Well, okay, this is, we will not see that much, but yes, definitely there is definitely a good investment, that whatever the schools, the educational systems, the departments invest, they all turn out to be fruitful for the children as well as for the society. And the demand for social and emotional learning is high all the time, whether it is for public, most public factor is the school quality, where it is tremendously required. Even for the employees, growth in jobs is also required. District personnel, strong consensus among schools and district administrators, or the principals are committed for developing students in social and emotional skills in their schools. This is a duty of the principals. The school teachers, 93% of teachers want a greater focus on social and emotional learning. Yes, this statistics is alarming, and that is what we all think of, and that's what I think all of you sitting over here also think, that you all want for a greater focus on social and emotional learning, because you want your children to grow. Just now I have told that each one thinks of the benefit for the nation and for the children, and parents 3 out of 5 give greater importance to their children being happy and not overly stressed than doing well in school. Doing well in school is the primary goal for each one of us. Doing well in school by the students is the primary goal for each one of us, whether it is the principals, teachers, the society, the district administration, whoever, the parents. But not only doing well in school with not overly stressed. There should not be stress. If excess stress is there, which we often see, excess stress is there, that will not lead to a good school life. The learning process will get hampered, and you have seen children who are so much stressed that at the time of delivering, they just get lost. They get lost. They don't understand what they are doing. During the board exams time, I have seen children in a completely different world. They don't know what they are doing. Excess stress leads to this. So that should not be there. Our prime focus, our prime motto, prime goal, whichever way you were to say, is to have stress less education. Fine. So far, though, we have been discussing about all these things. Okay, uh, this should not be there, that should not be there. This is the statistics, this is the involvement, this is achievement. But what exactly is this cell or social emotion? What exactly is it? Well, the process through which children and adults, not only children, even adults, okay, the process through which children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge. So they acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitudes, and skills necessary to understand and manage emotions. Necessary to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals. Okay, fine. Feel and show empathy for others, establish and maintain positive relationships, and make responsible decisions. last two words, or let us say the last three words, or let us say the last four words, and make responsible decisions are very, very important. So this is what is exactly cell is. Again, I will repeat the process through which children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge. Okay, first of all, acquiring the knowledge is very important. I think all of you have heard about Bloom's taxonomy, where it discuss about knowledge, remembering, and all these things. Okay, so first of all, acquire the knowledge, get the knowledge, and apply it effectively. Result oriented, that knowledge that will be acquired, it should, when it is applied, it should give result. So effectively means a result oriented application should be there. Knowledge, the attitudes of learning, understanding, holding, remembering, applying. Okay, they should be there in the right way. And the skills necessary to understand, the skills which are necessary to understand, to get and manage emotions. Now, manage emotions, many will ask me, sir, what do you mean by manage emotions? Emotion is, it's in a broader way. It's a broad spectrum thinking. Okay, just 1 point or 2 point cannot completely discuss or cannot completely tell us to manage emotions. Emotion is it's a broad spectrum understanding. Say, for example, if a student gets a few harsh words from the teacher in the classroom, sometimes it happens. And if the student goes into the wrong direction or or decides not to attend the class anymore because that teacher has used a few harsh words on him or her, then that student has failed to manage the emotion. Now the student has to develop that quality. Okay, sir has told me this, it's for my benefit. Or madam has told me this, it is for my benefit. When this particular point will arrive into its brain, when this particular thinking will get inside the brain of the child, and the child will just shake it off and say, okay, fine, sir has scolded me, I don't bother about it, I will learn better from it. That is when one starts managing one's emotion. And this is something that is lacking in today's children, respected teachers. I'll tell you, that's why we have to work. We have to work deeply into this matter. We have to make our children understand that they have to manage the emotion. Now, how can they manage the emotion? Once we will tell them that, listen, when a teacher is telling something, or a senior is telling something, or your principal is telling something, where he or she finds that if you apply that, it may harm you, you better don't apply it. This is what is managing of emotion. It's a broad spectrum. It is in one way, one sentence, or with one example, we cannot. But that needs to be developed, the managing of emotions, because if emotions are managed in the proper way, I will tell you, respected teachers, 25% of the learning has already taken place in the child's mind. And that child will go and develop and have a very, very sustainable life in future. Obviously, if emotions are managed in the right way, then setting of positive goals is not a very difficult task, and achieving them also. But crossing this barrier or this hurdle is very, very important. And there we have to give everything to our students to make them understand. In that case, you may have to spend hours and hours with them, because, making that immature brain to get matured, it takes time. Feel and show empathy for others. Once the emotions are managed, once a child understands what is wrong and what is right, what is the difference between wrong and what is the difference between right, then definitely the children will develop that quality of empathy, feeling for others. I am always against sympathy, but I am always in favor of empathy. Feel for others, keeping yourself in that particular person's position and see how it will be. And that needs to be developed, which will automatically lead to a maintenance of good positive relationships. When good positive relationships are maintained, when emotions are very strong, when that achievement, that goals are achieved in the right way, the knowledge is applied in an effective way, attitudes have become exactly what they need to do, then it is very easy to make responsible decisions, because we need to create human beings who will understand the value of responsibility. And if that is done right from the junior level, right from a very nascent age, then I will say those human beings will go on developing themselves as the best without any hindrance here and there. And that is exactly what we do. That's why in the beginning I asked you to say something about, write a few words about this and this social and emotional learning we are directly or indirectly conducting in our classrooms, in our schools, in our day-to-day activities. Only thing is that maybe technically we were not that much aware of it. Today, maybe 1% idea you will get about how much it is technically viable and how we are applying and we are moving forward with it. So, respected teachers, remember the process through which children and adults acquire and effectively apply the knowledge, attitudes, and skills which are necessary to understand and manage emotions, set and achieve positive goals, and feel and show empathy for others, and establish good positive relationships, which will automatically make our children to make responsible decisions, which will ultimately lead them to become responsible citizens of the nation. That's what we all look for. So this is the reason why cell or social emotional learning is very much important. And you know that human touch is the most essential good touch that is required by each one of us, which will pull us forward. I will always say. That's why I always feel that this human touch should be very much there and very much vibrant within ourselves. When we tell our children, don't worry, we are there to take care of you. When get a bit, children get a bit distressed and all, we give a pat on their back or on the shoulder and say, don't worry, son, मैं हूं ना. So these small words, simple words, मैं हूं ना, दुनिया बदल डालता है एक एक बच्चे के लिए, हर सबके लिए, हर सबके. I remember, I don't know whether Himanshu sir remembers this or not, but I remember, actually Himanshu sir I have told this several times, again I'm telling and I will tell it till my last breath. Himanshu sir played a very big role in shaping me into what I am as a resource person today. He played a very big role. He was the man who selected me as a resource person. And when we first time when I got my assignment as a resource person, I had to do the work. I was with Himanshu sir, and after the program was completed, after 2 days, I asked sir, do you think I will survive? He said, you are already there. You are already there, he said, sir. I asked him. We did a program in Bokaro, I remember, some 7 or 8 years ago. And I asked sir after the program, sir, do you think I will survive as a resource person? He said, you are already there. So move forward. These are the words that gives us the impetus to move forward. This is what is social and emotional learning. Okay, let's move forward and see what else we have. What are the benefits that we get? Okay, a lot of benefits we are talking of, more benefits are there, benefit after benefit. So social and emotional learning, you see, first of all, you look at this pie chart over here. It gives us social emotional learning gives us helps us for self-awareness
So
to
this
know what I
was
am.
you were
Yes, sir.
already excellent. I remember it was Ranchi's workshop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And those words are very much vivid in my mind, sir. And I will remember them for the rest of my life, as long as I will live in this world. You are a great man. You have made many good resource persons.
All the best.
That's why you are so much discussed all around. And if I don't get a connection with you for a long time, I get distressed also. So where is sir? Where is he? So this is the emotional bond that we all have developed. And I request each one of us to develop these types of emotional bonds with each other. आखिर दुनिया में है क्या बस एक थोड़ा सा
Absolutely.
अच्छी बातें, थोड़ा अच्छा रिश्ता, यही तो हम सबको आगे लेके जाता है. So social emotional learning, it makes us feel what we are. That social awareness, self-awareness develops. Along with that self management, Social awareness also develops, relationship skills take place, and we become responsible decision makers. So what are the things that are, if you look at this particular corner, if you can see over here, self-awareness, identifying the emotions, how we will be self-aware of our own, what will मैं कौन हूँ, मेरा काम क्या है, मुझे क्या करना है, मैं किस लिए इस दुनिया में आया हूँ. All these things are very important, and we must tell these children right from the beginning, step by step according to their maturity level, and then they will have that self-awareness and they will come out with a different feeling. So identifying emotions, first of all, the most important thing is that we have to identify the emotions. Children sometimes get angry on small matters, or they just succumb to a small problem. So there we have to tell them that, okay, don't worry, don't get disturbed. Let's work on it. Self-perception, self-perception. What is there for me? Cultural identity. That is important to know who I am, from which society I belong to. Recognizing my strengths. If somebody is very good as a very good orator, we should constantly tell that you're a very good orator. You can talk properly. Your vocabulary is very strong. Why don't you apply this? Or if somebody's handwriting is excellent, let us go on encouraging that. But you have beautiful handwriting. The way you write, my goodness, it looks like as if the stars are all moving in the galaxy. The way you write, a sense of self-confidence will be developed. Self-efficacy, the working quality of the student will develop, or that individual, and a growth mindset will always there. No, I can do it. I will achieve this. I will achieve that. These are the these are the special emotional qualities. If we can develop, if we can help the student to recognize, then the self-awareness will take place. Classroom is not a place to just scold and quarrel with the students and to tell them you don't know this or you don't know that. Classroom is a place where we identify the unique qualities that each and every individual has, and try to exploit those qualities so that they have a growth mindset, and the students will be able to identify themselves. They will be self-aware of. Once the self-awareness is there, once that self-awareness is there, the next step will be definitely self-management. पहले तो अपने आप को तैयार कर लेना, मैं कौन हूं और मैं कैसे अपने आप को मैनेज कर सकता हूं. So impulse control, that controlling of one's impulses, controlling of one's own self, self-discipline, self-stress management. Don't get disturbed by small matters. अरे होता है, चलेगा. हम लोग शिक्षक लोग हैं ना, आपके साथ शिक्षिका लोग हैं ना, we will help you. So once this stress management and everything is done, then that self-discipline will come into being. We often say children aajkal are disciplined nahi hai. Actually, we are responsible for not disciplining them. We have failed to tell them. We are so much scared. That we say, no, I will not go this world. I will not go. Say the parents will come and shout and howl at us. Yes, these things are also there, which compels us to go into the back foot. But then as a teacher, forget about that. If you are a real person, genuine person, thinking in a genuine way to help the students, because they are our world, no? And whoever comes in between, we can control them. Once the students are self-disciplined, self-motivation takes place, perseverance takes place, goal setting will come, and that organizational skills will develop. How to do the things, when to do the things, when to say what, when not to say what, how to manage this, how to manage that. So all these things make one an organized person, and the person become. This is what is needed when we go for the social and emotional learning. This is the individual part. Okay, this is the individual part that will always. Now let us go a little other side of it and see how that social awareness, perspective taking, taking the things in the right way, having that quality of empathy, appreciating diversity, appreciating everybody's thinking. Not only that, okay, whatever I think is the best and whatever other things are not the best, that thing should not be there. Respect for others, becoming responsible, that will have the social awareness. Responsible decision making will only take place when we are self-aware, we are the self-management qualities there, social awareness, then identifying the problems. This is a problem. Analyzing situations to solve the problems and evaluating them, thinking what to do and what not to do, what to be taken and what not to be taken, to come out with something new ideas. Again, Bloom's taxonomy somewhere comes reflecting and thinking whether, okay, if I remove all these things and if I apply them, will I get the right one? And definitely that ethical responsibility will come. So this is what the responsible decision making quality will have developed. Then relationship skills. How can we have good relations when communication skills are at the best? Social engagement is up to the level. I'm not saying that we have to be very close to each other, but definitely a good social engagement should be there. Building relationship, work with cooperation. Okay. Honor people about their thinking, resolving conflicts, having a conflict with a particular person and keeping it for the rest of the life will give more stress than what is there. So all these qualities will happen if social and emotional learning takes place. If we can do it, well, then I will say wonders will happen in the classroom, wonders will happen to our children. And that is the reason for which we are there, to make their life beautiful. At the same time, our life is also beautiful. How does this systematic socialism look like in a classroom, school, and community? So, see, uh, first of all, this it should be when we talk about the schools. When you talk about the schools, classroom. Let us say first, you can see the first circle over here. Okay. Now, first of all, it should start with the schools. We should have special curriculum for that and instructions which you all can make it. It is the teachers' freedom by which he or she can develop qualities by which students will have the social awareness thing and the self-management qualities. And also first it has to go with the classrooms, followed by the next level of understanding, next higher level, that is the school wide. Throughout the school, it should be practiced. The policies should be practiced, and which will ultimately lead to the home, to the communities, to the nation. So this is where it should start from the classroom, and it should extend from classroom to the school, to the society, to the home, and to the nation also. So this is how it. But once the teachers inculcate the ideas into the students, after that, step by step, they go on. If the children are in the right frame of mind, and children will be in the right frame of mind if we teachers are there and helping them to be in the right frame of mind. Many teachers complain to us, sir, बच्चे सुनते नहीं है. आप बोलते हैं 2 मिनट बाद भूल जाते हैं, घर में जाके इसको लेके मजाक उड़ाते हैं हम लोग जो बोलते हैं. मैं एक ही बात बोलूंगा, अगर आप सही दृष्टिकोण से देख रहे हैं, अगर आपका मन में वो सद्भावना है कि आप जो क्वालिटी देना चाहते हैं बच्चे को वो सही ढंग से आप अगर दे रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है फर्स्ट डे, सेकेंड डे, थर्ड डे बच्चे आपका क्वालिटी, आपका पढ़ा हुआ चीज, आपका दिया हुआ चीज नहीं लेगा. लेकिन मैं गारंटी के साथ बोल सकता हूँ, सब ह्यूमन बीइंग है, फोर्थ डे में चेंज आना ही है. फोर्थ डे में चेंज आना है यार. ये सोच का साथ हमको आगे चलने पड़ेगा. अगर हम लोग खुद ही बैठ जाएंगे इतना नेगेटिव थिंकिंग के बच्चा हमारा पास से नहीं सुनेगा, हमारा पास, तो फिर वो कभी नहीं सुनेगा. ये दिमाग में रख के हमको चलने पड़ेगा. With this idea, we have to move forward, respected teachers. Okay, we'll have a so uh, so in the district level also this can go on. Okay, that's just whatever I was telling you. Okay, short-term social emotional skills will improve the attitudes, the selves, and that will be perceived in the classrooms. Then they will intermediate one that will take place in the long-lasting way with behaviors will increase, and in the high school graduation in mental health, all these things, the quality will go be applied. Now the same thing you can see over here. Okay. How the things, whatever I have just now told, the student outcome will be there. Initially, they will be for short term. जो अभी बोलते हैं, कभी they may not like it, but they will ultimately, after engaging them for repetition will engage them, and they will become engaged citizens. How they will do it? district and school theories of action, build foundational support right from the beginning, some build adults things that the teachers ourselves we can have some discussions, some trainings, and then we will give our knowledge and competencies to the students, which will ultimately help the students, and we can use the data for continuous. We can make rubrics of how much the students have learned and how much they need to learn. In this way, you can go on developing it. It's not a one-day process. It's a lifelong process, and it will go on happening on and on. Okay. So the framework for systematic use of social emotional learning, district theory of action, build foundational support right from the beginning. The same thing. Okay, develop district-wise visions and plans. That is, of course, for the district level, but from the school level, we can say that if we start it in the right way from the school level, automatically it will go on. This is for the administrative part. Okay, it will go on developing on and on. Right. Okay. Develop district-wide vision and plan, promote collaboration, strengthen the central offices for expertise and all, promote equality-oriented learning environments, adopt and implement it from pre-KG, right from the one class KG till class 12, and go on using it, and it will go on developing it and making it better. A national collaboration was launched in 2011, aimed in supporting the school district's capacities for systematically promoted, and it's going on. It's going on. Research questions of why does systematic, that is not much of a, what are the outcomes? Okay, the outcomes are definitely very good. Uh, Large number of this is all the technical studies that were given in various districts of countries. How are schools implementing? The schools are implementing it in this way. Evidence of self, schools are implementing it. All students receive evidences. Okay, still integrate with academic instructions. We try to integrate it with academic instruction. Like if we try to make it a separate subject or something like that, it will not work in that way. With our own subject, we have to integrate it and make sure that it goes on. Support from the school classroom climates. Okay, school wide, the classrooms environment, from the classroom environment to the community to the school build everywhere. Youth voice, and let us listen to them. Engage the students as problem solvers. Let's listen to them. Make them the decision makers also. This is what we always say. Okay. Supportive discipline policies should be a continuum of integrated supports. It's in the beginning I told it's not a one-day program, two-day program. Continuously you have to go on, and definitely we will make a good and strong application of social and emotional learning step by step. Okay, with time we also have to have a lot of patience within ourselves. Then only we can develop it. Okay. Casel guide for school-wide social emotional learning, a five-part process of school guides, teams through implementation of it, grounded in the idea that true systematic sale takes place through coordinated effort. So we have to have that idea that if we truly apply it right from the school, the classroom, the family, and the community, it will definitely have a great impact on the learning process. And at the end of the day, the very purpose for which we are creating is that the learning will take place in the best possible way with greater achievement. Okay, with a percentile rise in understanding, learning, and retaining of whatever is taught in the classrooms. Guide for school-wide social emotional learning. Okay, that's the same thing. Establishing school-based social emotional team, building awareness and knowledge. Okay, passing it and establishing it, sharing with others the visions and the plans. Okay, on the other side, use the cultivate adults social emotional learning. That is, when you take for example our school, the professional learning of adults. Like right today, we are getting some idea. This needs to be continued. Okay, with broader views. Okay, and promote it to the students and make the data. This, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Okay, and keep that data with you, because today's world of education is a data-based education system where you have to use the data so that you can use it and reuse it to remember how much development has taken place. Remember, respected teachers, simply finishing off the syllabus is not our mere work. हम किसी तरीके से सिलेबस कंप्लीट कर दे, मेरा काम खत्म हो गया, नहीं, इससे बहुत आगे जाके आपको काम करने पड़ेगा। ओके, बहुत सारे रिकॉर्ड्स रखने पड़ेंगे, तब जाके हम बच्चे के लिए कुछ अच्छा कर सकेंगे, नहीं तो फिर हम बस वही रह जाएंगे। ओके, Anything that has surprised you today? Okay, वो question answer आपके पास आएंगे, sir देंगे. Okay. So with this, we come to the end of this program. It's a very short one. Okay. To be very honest with you, social emotional learning take at least 6 or 7 hours of training we require to understand it. But now, right now, we just got a brief idea about it, that how to go with it, how to apply it, and how we, our teachers, should apply our own thinking in order to promote social and emotional learning, integrated with our subjects to make sure that children get the best. And that is the very primary purpose of ours. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so with this, I am just stopping the presentation, and I'll request you all, if you have any questions or if you want to give any suggestions, then we will go with those suggestions and we'll try to understand something. Okay. Himanshu sir, with this, we have come to the end of this session. If anybody wants to ask anything or any question is there, they are most welcome.
Thank you, Surjit sir.
Oh, thank you,
Good
ma'am.
evening.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, sir. So,
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening.
someone is complaining that the link is not opening, but it's working properly. So please check it once, sir. Hariom sir has complained, I think so. Yes, dear participants, if you have any query, please put in the chat box.
Okay, if anybody has any question, they can put in the chat box and we'll try to answer them. Okay. But make it a point, respected teachers, I'll tell you, okay, please make it a point to integrate social emotional learning. And the simple way you can do it is involving yourself totally with the process. Involving yourself, just don't go to the classroom and finish off the chapter and come back and that's all. Involve yourself with the chapter, with the children in various ways and means, so that the children feel that they are positive in the classroom. A positive atmosphere should be there. That environment should be a fearless environment, and then you will see how beautifully you can implement this social emotional learning. It's a wonder tool for all of us. I think, ma'am, I think no one is there to ask any questions. So if you give me
Yes, sir.
permission, then I can leave the platform.
Yes, there is no any query because your आपकी ट्रेनिंग इतनी अच्छी रहती है जिस कारण से मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई क्वेरी रहती होगी. So before we conclude, sir, on behalf of entire Aryavarta Sahodaya members, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to you, Surjit sir, for sharing such valuable knowledge and insights with us. Your guidance has truly made this session meaningful and enriching. I also like to thank all the participants for their active participation. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you for such an interactive and successful training. So once again, thank you and welcome you all in the first online training. So welcome from entire members of Aryavarta Sahodaya, and we will eagerly wait for the second training by Surjit, sir.
Oh, definitely, ma'am. And I will also. I am also eagerly waiting for the next chance. Thank you so much. So much learning takes place over here.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night. Thank you. Take care.
Yes, sir. Bye. Participants, I have already posted the attendance link. Please fill it and you may leave now.